It's a very scary, raspy sounding woman looks at you guys and says, "You won't hurt the master again."
Well, obviously we hurt him once, we'll hurt him again. So you're a she-bee.
Hold on.
And we'll let everybody figure out what B stands for.
Alright, she's going to cast a spell. Here, Area Burst 2. And these little skeleton minions around her, these two are going to look a little bit stronger.
Okay.
Alright. And then, she's gonna be done. Alright, Phenxin.
First I move.
Okay, what happened to the stay behind me part?
I shout, "Watch the flames," as I cast this.
So close blast 5. Where are you gonna do that?
Close blast bursts out from me, right?
Yeah, it starts in a square in front of you, and it can either be centered in front of you, or you could have the corner of the square in front of you. Like, you could do this.
Right here.
3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like, you could do that. A 5x5 square like that. Is that what you want to do?
Yeah.
Okay. It's basically like a cleave, like a shockwave kind of deal.
Okay, so the corner has to be next to me, and then it.
Yeah, one of the ones has to be adjacent to you. You could also do any variation of sliding it.
Okay.
Like you could have done it there, centered.
Yeah. Alright, cool. Yeah, no, I'm gonna do the first one.
Alright, so roll a attack roll against this one.
It's alright, save your good ones for the she-bee.
Alright, so that's a 9
13.
plus 4 versus reflex.
Yeah.
You missed it. Roll against that one. Ooh, critical hit. Okay. Roll against her. Almost a critical hit. Alright, so now you hit both of those, but you only roll the damage die once.
Okay, yeah, and then the mist guy takes half damage. Gotcha.
Actually, minions can't take mist damage.
Okay.
They have to be hit to be killed. Okay, so that's 2d6 plus 4. So that's... Okay, you already got the plus 4 in there, so 8 damage to both of
I'm
them.
learning advanced rolls.
Yeah, that one's toast. And she's going to take 8 damage as well.
Sweet. Now get behind me. Get back here.
Okay. Is that your turn?
Yeah, that's my turn.
Alright.
Can he shift back towards me at all?
No, he already moved out there.
Alright, that works. Okay.
Yeah,
These
pull me
skellies are going to start swarming in on Phenxin here.
Yeah.
Okay, he's going to hit you for 5.
Wait a minute, Crack. Can I throw up my defender shield now?
Click on the ability, let me read it. I think they have to be close burst 3. So he's within 3 squares, so wait, effect. Take damage for... Yeah. Yes, you can.
Alright.
But that's an encounter ability, so... I
Yeah,
mean,
don't worry about small fries.
Alright, so basically what I'm asking is, can I throw it? And then the answer is yes, but you don't want to at
You
this
can.
time.
Yes.
I can take a hit.
Okay, so I'm going to hold off on using it, I guess. And carry on.
Guess the other one's going to swing at you. Oh, automatic miss. Alright, great. This one's coming for you.
Okay.
The smoke from the fires was in his eyes.
And he's going to hit you for 5.
Okay.
Even though you have the +2 to defense.
He said, not in my house.
Alright.
Alright, great. Now it's your turn. No more plus to defense. Take that off. Alright.
Alright, so if I move to get closer to Phenxin, this guy's going to take an initiative hit on me, right?
Not unless you shift only 1 square.
Alright. I'm going to use my Vengeful Strike. And I'm going to hit this guy right here. That's the one that's in front of me.
Alright. Okay, 15
Plus 7.
7, yeah, you hit him. He's toast.
Alright.
Now you can
Now
move
I'm going to shift
without worrying about...
or just move, regular move.
No, you don't have to shift anymore. You can just do a regular move.
Alright, I'm going to move here.
Okay.
And I guess I'm done.
Yeah.
Because mainly I want to put him in my protective aura is what I'm going for.
Oh, I forgot to mention this during Phenixin's turn. Phenixin, you noticed, when it was your turn, you noticed something odd about some kind of magical power emanating from the witch, necromancer witch over here. So if you want to go ahead and roll an Arcana check and see if you might be able to guess what it's doing. 16, what's your Arcana?
I believe it's 11.
Oh wow, plus 11. Yeah, you know exactly what's going on here. Basically, she has this aura that you can see to your trained eyes, Let me see if you actually do see this. There's an aura around her. And basically what it's doing is it's making it easier for her minions, her undead minions, to hit you guys. Okay? And you know that, Gray, you don't realize that. This is just what Phenxin's saying here.
Okay. So then, back on my turn instead of that whole watch the flames thing, because I totally knew how my spell worked. I'm just gonna say, she's got an aura.
Okay, that worked. Alright, but now it's her turn. And she's coming for you, Gray.
She wants what you got.
She gonna like the pointy end.
Oh, actually, she gets to see if she gets... Nope. Okay. She's gonna take her staff, which is made out of bones. She's gonna swing at you. And she is not going to hit you.
Didn't you try that last time, B.I.?
Alright, Phenxin, now it's your turn again.
Alrighty, I'm gonna shift right here. And then...
Fun of getting behind me.
starting from here.
Okay, so it's hitting those two. Roll against skeleton one. Eight versus reflex. That's...
Okay, for the Banshee.
Oh, critical hit.
Oh, yeah.
But just to make sure... I mean, that's a hit. Critical hit is if it's actually above her defense here. Oh, did I forget to write her in her... I forgot to write in her defense. I got it.
Okay.
No, it's definitely hit her. So, you missed the first guy, but you hit her. So, roll your damage. Or no, it's max damage, actually. So, you did 10 damage.
10, and I'll slide her here.
There.
Yep. And yeah, I'm good. I pat Gray on the back and say, good game.
GG.
Alright. Alright, Bone Goblin here is not happy at Phenxin. -2 from Gray's aura is still enough to hit you with his bonuses. So you're going to take 5 Phenxin.
Look at it.
Just tell me if you want my shield, man.
And this hobgoblin guy is gonna... skeleton's gonna swing at you, Gray.
Bring it then, bro.
And he's going to hit you. For 5 as well.
Alright.
Alright, now it's your turn, Gray.
Okay. I'm going to use my... let's see, which one did we figure out was... The one where if they're adjacent to me, that's the Valiant.
Valiant, yeah.
I'm going to use my Valiant strike, and I'm going to hit the guy in front of me.
Okay. All right. So it's 11 plus 2 plus 7. That hits him. Do a damage roll on this one. 1 plus what? Plus 4?
Plus
So
4.
5 damage. He's yeah, this one's still standing from the spell she cast earlier.
Okay, what happened?
The Necromancer Witch, her first spell made those other two stronger.
So the one in front of me is
And
one
so
of the
he's
stronger
still
ones.
Yes. The other one was dead from back there. But this one is still standing.
Okay. I'm done, right?
Yeah, unless you... Yeah, probably. Okay, so, she's actually not very happy at Phenxin. She's going to, shoot a ray, directly at Phenxin. Okay, and that's... What's your fortitude?
Can I shield him?
Yeah, well, find out what the damage is first.
Fortitude's 13.
Okay, this hits you.
How much?
Um... 12.
Okay, well, I want to shield
So
him.
are you going to take it? You are going to shield him, Gray?
Yeah.
Okay, so Phenxin, you keep your 12. But now, Gray, you are also weakened.
Okay, but how much damage do I take?
You take 12.
All right, I'm bloody.
And you're weakened until her next turn, which means you're only doing half damage.
All right, but I'm weakened too. I mean, I'm bloodied too.
Okay.
Now that counts as my move too, right?
No, that's a opportunity or an interrupt. That's not during your turn at all. That's
Right.
during the enemy's turn.
All right.
So you're still fine when it comes back around to you. Alright, so you are weakened. What status effect do I want to use? How about this? Half damage, that seems fitting.
Oh, I thought that was I need a hamburger.
Alright, Phenixen.
Okay, I'm going to shift to right here. I'm going to shout, "Kill these blasted skeletons," and then I'm going to arc them.
Okay. Roll for hit on that one. Yeah, he's still.
And the next.
He's toast as
16.
well.
Awesome.
Working together good. I appreciate it. Bro, you did good.
So is that your turn?
That will be my turn.
Alright, they no longer exist. So Gray, it's your turn.
All right. What's the blue number do for me again?
That's your action point.
Right. So what does that do for me again?
You can use it to get another action in a turn.
Has Gray used a breather yet?
Yeah, you can use your second wind.
Okay, so that takes off one of the 7.
Yeah. And adds 10 to your health.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm no longer bloodied. Is that my turn?
Woo!
Yeah. Or, yeah. I mean, even if you did damage this turn, it would only be half damage.
Right. Okay. I'm done.
She's coming at you, Gray. She's going to try to hit you with that staff again. This time it's going to hit you. Well, wait, actually, you do get the +2. Hold on, let me redo this math. No, it still hits you. Alright, so you are going to take 3 damage plus 4 necrotic damage. So 7 damage altogether, but you don't have a resistance to both types, so it's just whatever. So 7 damage, and she's going to look a little bit stronger after hitting you.
Okay.
And it's, her turn's over. You're no longer weakened.
My go.
Forgot to do something. Okay.
I'm bloodied again, though.
Yeah, it's your turn.
Okay.
Don't be afraid to use your encounter abilities, guys. This is the last enemy of the encounter.
Yeah. Well, I've already used my burning hand, so let's see. I'm gonna use freezing burst right here.
Okay.
So 17.
That hit.
Alright.
So that's 6 damage.
6. I'm gonna shift her right here.
There.
Yeah. Now I'm going to shift right here.
Okay.
And I'm gonna shout, "Kill it," as I end my turn.
Alright, Gray. You're up.
All right.
Cool.
And then I'm going to use my Valiant Strike. Right? They go in combination, right?
Yeah. So go ahead and roll your attack roll. That's 20, 22 because flanking versus AC. That's going to hit her. But she automatically takes 5 radiant damage and is dazed. So let me mark. She's also bloodied now. And dazed. So now go ahead and roll your damage for 7 plus 4 is 11. She's still standing.
What does dazing do to them?
Dazing, she grants combat advantage to enemies. She cannot be used in She can't be considered in a flanking position, and she can only use one action per turn.
Okay.
Alright, so that's your turn, Gray?
Yeah, it's my turn.
Okay.
I tried.
Well, she's gonna try swinging at you again with her bone staff here. Well, actually, I gotta do this first. I keep forgetting to do this on her. Yeah, no, nothing. Okay, so yeah, she's swinging at you with her bone staff. And she's gonna hit you. I'm just gonna combine these since you don't have any resistance. Alright, that's 8 damage at you. And she's gonna look a little bit stronger again.
Alright. When do I fall unconscious?
You fall unconscious at 0. You become dead at negative half your max health. Or negative of your bloody value. So at negative 16, you're dead.
Okay.
And while unconscious, you have to make saving throws. If you fail 3 of them in a row, you die regardless. I believe.
Okay.
Okay, so Phenxin, your turn.
Okay, as dazed, would she provoke attack of opportunity? If I had moved away?
Actually, I don't think she can do opportunity attacks, no.
Okay, well, I'm just gonna stay here anyway. Thank you, little man.
Excuse me.
So that's 6 automatic damage. Still standing.
Yeah. And I'm gonna shout out, still standing, as I end my turn.
Alright, Gray.
Okay, well,
Think you can finish her?
I'm down on one knee at this point. But you know what? I'm a pally. I'm not giving up. I'm going to take her out at the kneecaps. So I'm going to use my... Is this the heroic effort one, I think?
Well, you only use that if you miss and you want to add 4 to your roll.
Oh no, that's not the one then. I wanted to use...
I mean, that comes in hand, and that will come in handy if you miss your attack roll on her.
Well, that's true. Alright, I'll go with that one. And then I'm going to use my... Is it Vengeful Strike? I think that's the one.
That's the one that gives you more damage if you miss, but doesn't increase the chance that you'll... Well, actually,
In combination.
if
though.
at least one bloody ally is within 5, the target takes extra radiant damage. Well, you have an ally... No, actually, Phenxin, you're not bloodied. Never mind.
No, I'm not.
I would, to be honest, I would use the Valiant just to give you the extra 1
Alright, I'll go with Valiant.
to hit chance. +13, you hit her.
Okay.
And she is toast.
Yes!
But she has a triggered ability. When she's reduced to 0 HP, she makes a basic attack against an adjacent enemy. Great, she's swinging at you while she goes down.
Great.
She's falling onto you.
But it misses.
Good deal.
But she's swinging the wrong way.
Take that, you sheepy.
Alright.
Alright, wow.
Alright, you guys
We
split
gotta-
250 experience.
Wait a minute, we gotta heal up and stuff too, man.
Yeah.
Some serious healing.
So, you each get 125 experience. which brings you to 412, I believe.
Yep, 412.
Alright, how much do we need before we move on?
1,000, I think, isn't it?
1,000 for the first level.
Okay. You want to do, we go ahead and do our initiative for searching the bods?
Yeah, I'm gonna search that chick.
Okay.
Please be high.
Wow. Can I do it?
Please do.
We're gonna have to nickname you, Need Magic Find.
$16 with no modifier.
Alright. Okay, you find... you find 50 gold, as well as a plain bone staff that she was whacking you with.
Really? Okay.
I want to arcane check.
Now remember, he
it.
rolled a 1. He didn't see any of this. He didn't see any of this, so he doesn't even know that you
Yeah.
found 50 gold.
Right. So, in other words,
So it's up to you.
I
if you
guess we're
split
both
it.
we're both doing perception checks on all of these bodies. I'm gonna say.
I mean, I guess we could, yeah,
Or is that
but
cheating?
yeah,
Okay, go ahead and DJ go or
I'll allow it.
Phenxin. Okay, hold on a second. We gotta edit that part. Phenxin, go ahead and Phenxin, go ahead and check the rest of the bodies, man. Good luck. By the way, you get 25 gold coming
On
your
that
way.
guy.
Ooh, and money.
Alright, you got +3 to perception, so you'll go ahead and find go ahead and search the others, because I'm not going to give you any other items. I'm just going to give you gold. I'll just give you a total at the end here. On that one, okay. Nothing. And the last one. Okay. You find about 50 silver.
Alright, so Greg gets 25 silver.
And you get 25 gold.
Alright, great. You want me to edit your profile for your gold?
I'm doing it now.
Okay. I want to roll perception to see if I see Gray holding the staff.
Actually, I'm going to not make that a perception check. I'm actually going to make that an insight check. Gray, go ahead and roll a bluff check.
All right, hold on a minute. So do I add it to my inventory or it'll be determined by this?
We'll hold on first. Yeah.
Okay. What do I roll?
You're going to roll a bluff check.
A D20?
Yep.
Now you do remember I'm a pal.
Nine.
I'm a pally, right?
Yeah. So
Truth.
you actually got a 12. Yeah,
Truthful,
he knows.
not lawful.
He knows you pulled that staff and didn't tell him right away.
So, buddy, mind if I check it?
Yeah, you can
For,
check it.
Stuff?
Yeah, you can check it. So I hand it to him.
I'm gonna Arcana check it.
Okay, that's a 28. Yeah, you definitely know it's enchanted. You don't. You don't know the enchantment on it yet because I don't, but it is enchanted. It's a magical item. Just probably during our next playthrough, I'll tell you what it's gonna be.
I think I know what it does. Just saying. If it's
Okay.
what I think it is.
It swings and misses
All right.
quite often. Just saying. You can
That's
keep it.
because she was using it wrong. Well, thank you, man.
All right. Well, so go ahead and heal up, and then we'll just call it there.
All right. Do I have to use my numbers, or are we at the point where we're going to rest and heal up and get all our stuff back?
No, not quite.
Okay.
We got a crazy dude in the next room. I don't think we want to stop and take a nap.
Yeah. Yeah, extended rest is 8 hours of good sleep. Except for Phenxin, he's got this passive where he just has to meditate for 4 hours instead.
Yeah, which means that I can keep guard because it's a trance
Okay.
while you sleep.
I used 2 and took my health up to 25.
Yeah, I used
And I have
2 to
4
heal.
green points left.
Healing surges.
Yeah.
Well, if you have 4 is quite a bit. I mean, you're starting to get tired. You think after another good fight, you think you'd be good for a rest?
Well, I could use 1 more. Would take me max. Over max.
Right.
So.
Go for it. Go for it, YOLO, man. Let's break out a bowl of YOLOs.
All right, I'm healed up.
All right, so let's go ahead and call it here.
All right. Well, again, we've been enjoying this D&D session, and we got some stuff thrown at us, and we came out swinging. And even though it was a little bit rough there for a while, we made it. So thanks you guys for checking us out. And if you have any comments or suggestions, please let us know. And again, thank you to Gractor and to Phenixin. And we'll see you next time.